as I noticed a couple of months ago, I found a beautiful video on a YouTube channel, which is called A Message from an Extraterrestrial, the movie, which is created in 2014. And I will give you the link on the description box below. And the reason why I share with you this beautiful video is because in 2009 I got an email from a friend of mine from Switzerland. We were almost connected with extraterrestrials. I had several experiences. But after reading this message, I was so overwhelmed, and it opened up my heart tremendously, and I started crying because I felt yes. I felt home. And in the same night, when I went to my bedroom, just by mistake, I left a light on in my lounge room, and I was sleeping upstairs. And at a certain point, I was not sleeping. I just saw materializing an extraterrestrial being, which was a woman. She introduced herself as Sheila, and I got up from the bed. I went to her, and she gave me her hand. So I made this experience of touching this being who materialized in front of me in my corridor at night. And she was dressed in a black suit, like black blouse and black trousers with a belt, and she had such a kind of, it looked like a military outfit. Her hair was black, all in the back, like with a ponytail, and her cheeks were very roundish. Her eyes were deep black. She had really full, beautiful lips, and also a very exponential breast. So you see, I had this experience with this beautiful extraterrestrial woman called Sheila, who came to me and gave me a message. So she gave me a hand, and telepathically she told me, now look into my eyes. And I never can forget these eyes. I never can forget this face. I never can forget what I experienced then, all of them. And I just felt a deep heart connection. So deep that I can't even explain with words, right? And her message was, you always look in the eyes of people, of everybody, and you can see if there is a soul or not. And be aware. Just, you will have other contacts, and be aware and look always straight in the eyes. And then she left. So this encounter was very strong because, as I'm telling you, I could feel her presence physically. So her body was very etheric, but there was she could download herself in a way that it seems that a physical person is in front of me, so she could download herself really in a great way, because it was not fluctuated, it was not a light being, it was not orbs, because I had all such kind of encounters even before and after, but her materialization was so real as I'm describing it to you. Okay, now I come to the point, because after I had this encounter, I started taking the action which was written in this message from this light being. And a friend of mine came to my house And he said, what's happening to you? I said, Daniela, I got such an extraordinary message and it touched me and I started crying. And he said, what's happening to you? I said, I cannot translate it in 2 minutes because this is a very important message. And if you want to help me, because we have to put it out, I will make the translation. You do it together with me. And then we go and distribute it in the shops, in the supermarkets and whatever. I took it for real. This mission, I took it for real. And everything happened so easily. So we started meeting every weekend, and I gave him my laptop and I was making the translation from German to Italian. Originally this message is from a French guy, right? Because he got the message from an extraterrestrial. And while I was translating, and I said, you have not to modify so much the words, because it has to be very raw, because the message, it doesn't have to sound so beautifully, as the proper words has to be translated in the most raw way possibly, right? And so we started translating and he was writing. And while he was writing the translation I gave to him, he started crying himself. So I was touching his heart, not me. This message was touching him either in the same way. And then I said, you know, we are brother and sister. That's why you came to me. Yeah? And that's why you are interested in all that stuff. And he was really shaking and crying all the time. So we did 14 pages of translation, and it took us about 3 weeks, 3 weekends or 4 weekends. And the very last time we finished this translation of this email, of this message. For celebration, I prepared a beautiful dinner for both of us. And then I was sitting around my table, and then my dog, Amba, she came to me, and I started making sounds, because my dog, she's an Egyptian dog, she cannot bark. She naturally has problems with her vocal cords, and she can only make like howl sounds, like woof, and she's very funny. Anyway, I started playing with her, making sounds, and suddenly I could feel in my brain, it was like a transmitter changed. And so I started speaking in a language which I never knew before. It was so strong. It was so strong, and I started vibrating all over my body, right? And I could feel that I couldn't speak in Italian or German or no language, no normal human language. And so it started coming out stronger and stronger, and it was at that time more different kind of languages. And then my friend, he was washing the dishes after our dinner, and he stopped and looked at me and said, and I could read his mind. I was totally clairsentient, clairvoyant, clairaudient. Everything was totally clear in me. And I could see, oh, he was thinking, what is she? Is she crazy? Is she testing me? What is she doing there? And then I felt, oh gosh, I couldn't speak with him, and I got a little bit desperate, and I started crying. And then I took a pen and a piece of paper, I got up from the table, and I started writing. And while I was writing, my hand was shaking, but I told him, okay, Daniela, everything is fine, I don't know what I'm saying, just be aware, stay with me, don't judge, something is happening to me and it has to come out. And I wanted to call my friend in Switzerland. And my phone exploded the batteries. No way to contact her. The mobile, the same, exploded. So all this technology in my house exploded, and there was no way with a connection. And then I got up, and in front of him, I could feel so much power running through my body. I was like in a superpower. And so I opened his 7 seals like that, turn him around, and always talking in these languages, which I never knew what I was saying. It just had a kind of strong energy, and it was really like this and that and that. It was very commanding frequency. And then I was in such an awareness that I had a small machine for dictating. At that time, there was not technology like today. There was no iPhone with all the tools, you know. So I took an easy machine to dictate, and I let it run for 1.5 hours. 1.5 hours. And it was at least lasting for 2 hours that I was talking and moving my body, so I couldn't even sit. I had to move. I was going up and down. It was like in 2008 I had this explosive experience with the central sun, as I mentioned in another video. So 2009, these extraterrestrials contacted me, and through them, that's why Cosmic Galactic Codes were given to me, right? And from this moment on, this adventure became really strong and stronger. And I will give you another link of another channel from me, which is much more older, and there you can see the first explosive tones came out of me, right? And I was moving my body, so I had no control how to move my body. And the day after, with this guy, and the very first language codes came for 2 hours straight away. I couldn't speak. My vocal cords were totally, they got stressed out because I had no control on my vocal cords, because it was not possible. So he came back to the house, and he came with a new telephone because I was now completely disconnected. And we were talking about that, and then I started really distributing in certain places this manual about this message from extraterrestrial. Would you like to change the world? Right? Would you like that we get in contact with you? And I took this mission so serious that for me it was really a mission, and it is still. So I'm really, really honored and very glad that I can share this with you guys. And just find out, watching and listening to this movie, because the beauty is now in 2014 they created this movie in German and English. I found today the English version. Unfortunately, it's a computer voice, but right, better than nothing. But they are beautiful pictures, putting all together like a movie, so 35 minutes approximately. And I really, really, really suggest listen to that, watch it, and then feel what this message makes with you inside in your heart. For me, it was like homecoming, right? And then this beautiful encounter with this beautiful lady in my house, and afterwards I had other kind of encounters, even more, I would call it fifth kind. So I felt very gifted, very, very gifted. And as I'm telling you or writing that these codes and this language will never be translated, no way. It's like sealed, it's protected, that no negative forces can use and abuse it. Okay guys, just talking now about all this experience, it brings me back in time, and it's just like, by the way, I started feeling all the time when we met in the weekend, it was usually on Saturday night, Saturday evening, we went for a walk in the vineyards with Amba, and then I could feel expansion in myself, and I get so excited and a lot of energy running through my system, because this was this joy, explosive joy and happiness and love, which I could feel. And I'm still feeling it now, because as you can feel now, it's the vibration of this message which touched me in my heart, and I said, yes, 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 I want this. I will contribute to that, whatever I can. And it was in 2009. And this guy, the original guy, you can find it out. Maybe if I find another information, or maybe it's given even on this YouTube videos, I don't know. He got this message even years before. And only in 2014 they created now these videos. I hope they will last on the YouTube channel. We don't know, because sometimes material is disappearing. Anyway, I'm really, really happy. I'm so happy to share this with you, and do whatever you want. Feel whatever is coming and just enjoy. Just be freaking happy to be here in these exciting times. Love you guys.